Hola, buenas tardes, good afternoon. Thanks for joining me. Gracias por estar aquí. Yo me llamo Kelly, and this is Adventures in Spanish. My name's Kelly, and this is Adventures in Spanish. And for those of you who don't know me, I moved back to the UK in 2014 after an epic 20-year adventure in South America. I visited all of the countries on the amazing continent and spent most of my time in Argentina in a place called Mendoza, where I ran a travel agency that specialized in wine tours for 12 years. So Mendoza is just north of Patagonia. And wow, yeah, I visited Patagonia a lot. And well, Argentina is mi país del alma, yeah, my soul country. And it's always going to have a special place in my heart. And so one of the things that I'd like to do with you is introduce you to some of the fabulous literature that I've got here. I've got bilingual books and Spanish books also. And I'd like to do that by first of all reading you a story out of this book, which is Cuentos de Buenas Noches para Niñas Rebeldes. This book is available in English as well. So if you have it in English already, it might be handy to grab it in Spanish too. Then you'll have a direct translation. It's 100 stories, inspirational stories of women, of inspirational women throughout the times. This is written in Espanol, and each of the stories is around a page long. So they're not it's not really long. It's not very challenging text either. They're written for children, obviously, but they're really informative and a great way to learn about history and the role of women in history. And my particular interest is South America, in particular Argentina. So I'm going to start this series of 6 videos off with Eva Perón. So, Eva Perón, política. Había una vez, so by the way, había una vez at the beginning of any story means once upon a time. Había una vez una hermosa niñita argentina llamada Eva, que soñaba con convertirse en una actriz y estrella de cine famosa para escapar de la pobreza. So she wanted to, she dreamed of becoming an actress, a famous actress, so so she could escape poverty. Cuando tenía apenas 15 años, Eva se mudó a la gran ciudad de Buenos Aires para cumplir su sueño. So at just 15 years old, she moved to Buenos Aires to live her dream. Con su talento, belleza y determinación, no tardó en convertirse en una afamada actriz de teatro y de radio. So she was very talented, very beautiful, and very determined. And so it didn't take long for her to become a famous actress of the theatre and the radio. Pero Eva quería más. Quería ayudar a personas menos afortunadas que ella. She wanted more. She wanted to help people who were less fortunate than her. Una noche, en una fiesta, conoció al coronel Juan Perón. So she met Juan Perón en una fiesta, que era un político poderoso, powerful politician. Se enamoraron y al poco tiempo se casaron. They fell in love and no time at all they got married. Un año después, 1 year later, cuando Juan Perón fue electo presidente de Argentina, Eva de inmediato empezó a ser conocida por su apelativo afectuoso, Evita, as she is known to us, Evita. So she immediately, a year later when Peron became president, Eva immediately started to become known as Evita. La gente adoraba su pasión y su compromiso con los pobres. So people adored her passion and her compromiso with los pobres. Evita también luchó por los derechos de las mujeres. So she also fought for the rights, los derechos de las mujeres, women's rights. Y las ayudó a obtener el derecho de votar. So up until this moment, mujeres in Argentina no tenían derecho de votar. So women didn't have the right to vote until Evita helped them. Se convirtió en una figura tan legendaria que le pidieron que se postulara a la vicepresidencia para ayudar a gobernar a su esposo. So she became such a legendary figure that she was asked to stand as vice president. Wow, qué increíble, ¿no? Aunque era adorada por los pobres, so even though she was adored by poor people, los pobres, los ricos y los poderosos se sentían amenizados por su carisma y su poder. So this is quite common, right? Especially with mujeres, no? So even though she was adored by the poor people, los ricos, the rich, and los poderosos, and the powerful people, felt threatened by her charisma, and power, poder. No pueden lidiar con una mujer joven y exitosa, decía Evita. So they can't be led by a young and powerful woman, says Evita. Después de descubrir que padecía una enfermedad grave, so she found out that she had a serious illness, decidió no postularse, so she decided not to run, aunque sí ayudó a su esposo a ganar la presidencia por segunda vez, but she was very involved in helping Peron run for presidency the second time. And he won, ganar la presidencia, he won. Unos cuantos meses después, so a few months later, cuando Evita murió, when she died, murió, la noticia se difundió en la radio nacional. So the national news was on, the news was spread across the national radio, an announcement that said, hemos perdido a la lideresa espiritual de nuestra nación. So we've lost the spiritual leader of our nation. And a couple of quotes here, a few quotes here from Evita, also in the book. Hay que querer, you have to want to. Ustedes tienen el deber de pedir. You all have the right to ask. Aprenden a desear. Learn to desire. Evita Perón. 7 de mayo 1919 al 26 de julio de 1952, Argentina. Un poco de la vida de Evita Perón. A little bit about the life of Evita Perón. And that's all for today. So next week I'll be back, the same time, same place, to read a little bit more literature about inspirational people from Argentina and the rest of America Latina. Gracias. Adiós.